I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble.
I didn't know it was coming from this way.
Spiral.
Yeah? What the whole... I think I'm alright, yeah. Yeah, I'm alright.
Wait, what's it? Is it cheat coded up or?
Yeah. So do you know the gig and all that as well, do you?
I watch the shows, innit?
Huh?
I watch the things, innit?
No, I mean like the mind the show. I mean like see with mics and all. You know like what?
Yeah.
That's
I have a natural live voice though, so I don't like to. Unless you guys have a limit on it already, or is it just like?
No, we do.
Yeah. So.
Oh, we're in, yeah? Oh, we're in, no. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to If I Speak podcast, season 5, episode 5, I believe. I need to keep up with this thing because I'm all over the shop. But yeah, we got Prod Solo in the building.
Yo.
My brother, it's been a long time coming. But before we kick things off, I just want to remind you guys again. Got a live show 22nd of November, Civic Theatre. Hope to see you guys out there. Get buying your tickets. I'm gonna run a little competition. I'm gonna let you guys know now because obviously people that watch and stuff like that. I'll leave Instagram for Instagram. But people are those that watch. I'm gonna run a little competition now. It was my idea first, to run a little competition, where I was gonna buy like 2 tickets myself, and then obviously run a little competition on Instagram. But, a friend of mine that lives in LA obviously can't make it. He hit me up during the week, so I'm gonna be giving away 3 tickets. So how I'm gonna do it is, I'm not doing the whole fucking, like this and tag this person, all that bollocks. So I'm gonna go back to my roots. So those that have been with me since I started Dongo Productions page, we're gonna be doing like a live Instagram talent show competition, right? So 4th, 2nd, and 3rd we'll get to win the tickets, or I'll decide what way I'm gonna do it, or I'll just give it to one person and then they can give it away to their friends or whatever. But so yeah, that's how we're gonna do it. Like it's gonna be a live talent show on my IG. Details will come out soon as the tickets are parting. So live show, go on, boy. Are you coming?
What's the date again? November, innit?
22nd November, bro. Yeah, it's a Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday should be good. Should be good. Yeah.
What do you think of, like, have you been to many podcast live shows?
I've been to 2, and 2 of them were
The boys, yeah? Where's
yeah,
that?
yeah. Oh, actually, no, yeah, I've also been to 2, only 2, yeah.
See, wait, before we kick things off, right? See, wait, obviously, look, you're in your thing, yeah? And we're gonna get into you and your story. This is what basically what it is. So, see, with me, look, I posted you today on my Instagram, where my podcast, people think like, cause I'm such a polarizing type of person, I'm gonna come up here and just rant, and they want the laughs, they want the kicks, but like I said to you off camera, like I remember before when we first met, we joke around, we call each other fat, 2 big Teletubbies sitting there.
Yeah. I said I'll take you.
Yeah,
I'll take you.
I'll take you on a race or beach. We messing. I'll be like, this fella's who's this fella? He's a clown. But then obviously you work with like obviously artists and stuff like that. But then I heard you speak on Charge's podcast, shout out Charge, and I was like, ooh, okay, fella's a bit about him. Do you know what I mean? So obviously then I was like, right, I need to get him on. Obviously we've been humming and hawing out what we're gonna do, but we're finally here, so we're gonna get into that in a second. But what do you think of obviously since you've been in the music game and stuff like that, and I think those podcasters have done a good job in helping artists like obviously get themselves out there, see a different side to them. What do you think of the podcast game in its essence since you started doing this thing?
So it's interesting. I won't lie. I thought during COVID, podcasts were just gonna be a hype train, and that like what was the essence of a podcast? Because I've always been watching TED Talks my whole life. I've always been watching
TikToks or Tech Talks?
TED Talks.
Oh, TED Talks. Right.
Yeah, TED Talks and like motivational speakers my whole life. Like before this Instagram wave of business entrepreneurs and all these business posts, I've been doing that for probably 10 years plus. So I thought that when podcasts first came out, I just thought it was a lot of
bollocks. Hey, you're no course on this.
Until until the guys got my girl on their pod, and then I just kind of seeing what they were doing. I was like, okay, that was like 2020, and then that was interesting. So they got her on their pod to do like she was dropping a project. We dropped the project together, and basically we put 40 Irish artists on the tape. So it was something iconic together that we did, just like we always like breaking barriers. And then that was like my first. Oh, this is cool. We can use podcasts to promote our thing, and this is back in 2020. And I suppose then last year when we were doing the cello tape, I think I kind of had the idea to do like a media run, because obviously in the UK they do media runs, but the way they do media runs is like more for like professional situations like Capital One Extra, ITE, BBC. I'm like, what's so bad about having like more cultural stuff? People that are like more to the ground, closer to the ground, you know. So like that's why I decided to do the media tour with Where's Your Head Out, with Charge It for Cello, you know, for the tape. And then after that, I think a lot of people are doing that now. So it's cool, like just to kind of like make ideas, create ideas, and execute, and then see other people doing it. You know, it's cool.
It's good that you're doing that, bro, because like I said, you could easily, because obviously in the position that you're in, and we're going to get into that, you could easily go to an RTE and FM 104, all this fucking radios and all that, but you said, nah, let me get my, obviously, Cellos and up-and-coming artists, let me get them on, because we spoke on the last episode where Naomi Jeremiah was touching on, obviously, a lot of people in certain positions, like, no, don't quote me on this, but just the essence of what she was saying is like, there's no kind of like, you know, trying to get artists on top of vibe. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's good that you said that, you know, and I feel like I do want to touch on that conversation of like, you know, artistry and like where we can go and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. This week I haven't got to watch the gig because I've been busy. Life's been lifing. Like I said, I don't want to get into my personal life because it's too heavy, and me and Solomon, we're sitting here fucking crying. How I like to start off, you know, with the pod is the man today who you are, obviously how you got here and stuff. So I want to just touch on, like, you know, just, you told me earlier you've been living in Clare all your life, is it? Yeah. So just take me back to there. Like, what was like, you know, your upbringing like?
So moved to Ireland when I was 2, and since I was 2, we've been living in Ennis, Clare. My girl calls me privileged because man didn't go into like any like direct provision or anything like that. We went straight to like a nice house from day one.
Yeah.
So my mom was one of the first teachers. She got an amazing job. She's the first.
Sorry, can I ask you? Is it because your ma had a teaching degree? Is that why you didn't have to go through direct provision? What was the gig with that? How did you get that?
There was a window of opportunity. I think at that time there's a window.
You
of
got the
opportunity.
sus.
Yeah, we got in early. So a lot of people were coming into like Dublin. We went to like the other side, West Coast.
OT.
Yeah, do you get me? So they don't have direct provision over there at the time. They built it later on. So they gave us like, so rather they'll give you a nice house and they'll take like one or two families to live in the house together. But and then so we got the house, and then we let as friends were coming to Ireland, we would let them stay in our house for a bit, and then, you know, whatever. So we were just lucky that way, you know, we're just blessed. So I've just been in Clare my whole life. My mom's still there, my family, my dad is still there. And I just came to Dublin in 2015 for university. Really, that's it. That was really it. Like, did the whole shebang, played football, played hurling, running for Clare, you know, all of that kind of stuff. That was the whole shebang, really. And
you sorry, I need to, because I can't go past this point, right? And here's the kind of the comedic element of this podcast.
What?
You said you were running, yeah? What happened?
What happened? University, girls.
So uni and Nyash made you eat food.
110%.
I literally couldn't run, but yeah, uni and Nyash.
You get comfortable.
Yeah.
You get lazy. No, like, I won't lie. It was like training, because I got in on the DIT. When I got to DIT, like, they put me on the squad straight away.
Yeah.
Because they will scout you before you get to university. But like training 4 times a week for university, they're not paying you for it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then obviously my first time in the city. You know, I'm coming from Clare.
Yeah.
First time in the city. We didn't have black girls over at that time. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So like, you're trying
so
to
low.
no, like, I'm being straight.
Yeah.
Like, so I came here. I was like, there's overpopulated situation with girls. Like, you're like, there's so many fishes.
Your eyes are just red.
Do you know, your eyes are red. You're going.
What do you want? Is it David? Spotify. Yeah, no, it's on.
Your eyes are red. Everything is like, so training 4 times a week.
Yeah.
It wasn't making sense. Then plus me, like, my course, I was doing music, so we had to do like, you had to like practice every week. You had to like probably practice for like an hour and a half, do band practice and all this kind of stuff. So you won't have a life if you're doing that. Like, really, so my mom has always told me, is either music or sports. She always told me this. When I got to uni, it just became very evident. Even though I came to study music, it just became more evident that, look, if I want to take this seriously, you know, I can't be doing both, you know. So that's basically it.
I want to just touch on that point there. I feel it's very important, because me, it's always been like, football. Like, I didn't give a monkeys about school. Like, I'll tell you, I did not give a rat's. I signed for Shamrock Rovers when I was in, like, I think it was 5th or 6th year. It wasn't like no under 19s or anything. I was playing for the reserves. Like, it's the first team and then the reserves. So I was coming in, like, you know, playing in the stadium, playing all this, blah, blah. So it was always, like, just football for me. So how hard was it? Like, obviously, you loved like, running and stuff like that, blah, blah, yeah, and sport. How hard was it to you know, have to pick one? Or was it, you were like, nah, music is for me? Because a lot of people do be stuck in that bit of limbo. Will I choose this or choose this? You get me?
It's so athletics is cool because athletics is seasonal. So like you have, if you don't do cross country, you will only have to do. So I was better. So let me just be honest. I was better with athletics than I was at football. Football, I was just the fast kid that they'll put up front and score goals.
PNP, yeah, I get it.
You get me?
No, man, no tech and them, man.
Hurling and all. So I was always like best at like athletics, and athletics was basically what probably indoor season is like what January to March, and then out track and field is like March to June, July, and then that's it. So like half the year you're really like okay. Did you get what I'm trying to say? So it wasn't too hectic, and then a lot of stuff wasn't on Sundays. Like football was on Sundays, so I would have to miss church to go to football.
Oh, them ones. Yeah.
So it was like as soon as my mom said no, like some people would do. I didn't love football that much to miss church, but I love drumming more.
Yeah.
So I was like, which one am I gonna do, drumming or football? Do you get me? So that was kind of like my situation with that. So it just kind of started to fade out after like after a while. It started to fade out. Football started to fade out. Then I was just studying athletics and hurling. Then hurling started to fade out. And I still doing athletics. But when I was doing my leaving, so I'm going to college. And then so that was basically that's everything that started to fade out bit by bit for me. But music has just always been there from day one.
Listening to you and talking to you, one thing I love about you, right? And I even know this about Haji as well, and even Smiley, my own manager, yeah. I love I love visionaries, you know, people that dream big. Sometimes like when you're a big dreamer, people could look at you like you're some kind of muppet, you know what I mean? Even some of the stuff that, it's weird, like all this stuff that's happening, right, to me right now, like I look back on some of my videos like I used to post years ago. I spoke all this into existence, girl. I always had this vision for myself, right? And I love that about you. So have you always had like, you know, see with you, yeah? When did your business kind of mindset, has that always been from young, or was it passed down from parents? Where did you get that kind of like business mindset from?
So it's weird because I always say this. I wasn't the kid that my parents were betting on. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, yeah.
Every parent has the one kid or the two max that they're gonna bet on that this is the kid that's gonna take us out the street.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It was me.
Did you get me? So basically, my two other sisters, were really, really academic, really good in school. Do you get me? Like maths geniuses, over 500 points in their leaving cert type vibes. So I wasn't gonna, like, for me, my parents, they've always known from day one Solo's music since I was 2 years old, play music. So it's like, till date, like, even when I feel like there was no pressure on me. Do you get me? So when I told my mom I want to do music in university, like, she was like, oh no, my dad was like, oh no, do computer science. So what I did is I put like 9 courses on my CAO for computer science. I'm the first one music, meaning that I need to like get the music one. And you know, most people in the league don't get their first choice. So I was putting myself in the deep end.
I didn't get me 4 second all bleeding towards. I think I got about 50 points. Go on, sorry.
you know. So yeah, the situation was I just didn't feel pressured. I put the music on, and I was like, if I got music, then so be it. You know, that kind of vibe. So
yeah,
you know, I think the sense of not having pressure on me had just made me feel like I could think, I could be free roaming. And I always thank my parents for that, because they don't, you know, I know this is very different from a lot of African parents. When I got to Dublin and I got to hear other people's stories, you know, my mom has always been, maybe because she works with teenagers, she works in a secondary school, but she's always been somebody that has allowed me to use my mind and like work. You know, me, Smiley, Tommy, and all these drummers, we've been drumming around churches since we were like 13, 14. So even David, you know, so we've been doing business in a way, because if they ask me to go to a church in Portlaoise, they have to pay for my.
Oh, I see where you're going with that.
They would have to pay for my train, and they would have to pay for. So for me, before I was even finished secondary school, I was already been doing.
You're always doing little deals.
Business, doing stuff. So going to Dublin is like, okay, I'm gonna now try and get a profession be a professional drummer. So that was the whole situation. So then what happened was that I fell in love with the music business module in my course. So I was going to be a professional drummer, and there was a module for streaming and music business. I just fell in love with it. And then I just deeped that, Aaron Spears, who was like the top drummer at the time, Ariana Grande's drummer, makes like 100K a year. Let's just say that. So, top drummer in the world, 100K a year. And then I look at Jimmy Iovine. If people that don't know who Jimmy Iovine is, he signed Eminem, 50 Cent. You're talking about Gwen Stefani, you know, the greats. Or even let's just say Jay-Z, billionaire. So 100,000 billionaire. It just, for me, I just had to pick, okay, drums or music business. So that's why I decided to just do music business. Because it just saw that the ceiling was higher for me. And, you know, it was going to be higher there, but I felt like it was going to be more longevity.
Yeah, so this is another thing that I love about pod, and probably even other people as well. I was gonna ask you, what was your like introduction into music? Yeah. So you were a drummer. That's actually interesting. Seems to be a lot of fucking drummers around. Yeah. Seems to be a lot of fucking drummers around. That's mad. That is. Yeah. But like you right, you went into the business sort of it. Yeah. I want to ask you, right? Because obviously you're an A&R. Is that why you're? So what are you in music? Like obviously you're not an artist, you're not a drummer. What are you?
Now
what are you? That's what I'm trying to find out a bit more about you today. So what actually are you? You're an A&R? Is that what it is? Yeah. Or are you more than that?
So A&R's like, I'm not a music exec. I'm a music exec. You know.
Are you like the Dame Dash of Ireland?
Huh?
You look the Dame Dash of Ireland. Is that the type of vibe you're on?
Bit Dame Dash. Nah, Dame Dash is an amazing brain. Don't quote me that. The Dame Dash is amazing, but I'm not Dame Dash. He's more of he'll be more like sequence. I'm more of a brain. He's more of a creative. You know.
Okay.
I would say I'm like, what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be the Daniel. I'm trying to be the next Daniel Ek. Do you get me?
Yeah. So the Spotify geezer.
Yeah.
Trying to be Arsenal, the clown. That's what a washer.
I'm trying to be the next Daniel Ek.
Yeah.
Ex Jimmy Iovine. Jimmy Iovine and Daniel Ek are my two favorite music execs. So Jimmy Iovine started Apple Music. Beats. And then became the head of Apple Music. And then Beats by Dre. So he was the brain behind Beats by Dre. And they sold that to Apple Music, and then he became the exec of Apple Music. And he had already done Eminem, already done 50 Cent, like crazy. He went from A-list artist to A-list tech. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm in both that worlds. I'm in the music tech game, and I'm in the A&R game. So the A&R game is more like,
explain to me a little bit about that. So what's actually your role? Obviously, I know. Would you say who you manage or a client, or what would you call it with Cello?
He's a Cello signed to label.
Yeah, right. So what's your role in that then? What do you do for him? Like, what is your job to get him shows, deals? What's the gig with that? Because I have questions on a few things.
It's down to your contract.
Yeah.
So for people that don't know 360, what a 360 deal means.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
Okay,
let's dive into this.
It literally means what you said for me for Cello is, if I give him a 360 service, which is just a circle, it means I give him the full merchandise, publishing, recordings, and performances. So that's shows, any merch he puts out, his publishing. So any stuff that's put on radio, on that gets synced into movies or gets into a FIFA or a game like that, and his music on Spotify and recordings, basically like that. So that's 360. So if I give him a 360, if I sign him in a 360 deal, I will do the full 360 service, and I'll take a percentage on everything. That's that. But for us, for Cello, we're just strictly on recordings. So it's A&I making the music, selling records, and making him global from selling records. So if I help him out with shows as an individual, it's just more of like a plus. And if I help him out with publishing, it's a plus. And if I help him out with merch, it's a plus. None of those things are tied to, but you can sign a 360 deal where they'll give you more money if they can take a percentage of your shows as well, a percentage of your merch and all. But so it just depends on what deal you have. A label can get very, very techy, like in terms of legalities and
I want to get into that.
How big the service is. So my job as an A&I is basically, there's four sections of the label. So the first section is legal and finance. Okay, we already know what that is. Second section is A&I. So that's A&I's anything music. Just to say, anything music is A&I. Then you have marketing, what marketing is, and then you have like the kind of like C-suite, like the execs. Cool. So, and like digital stuff on like data analysis and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, all of that kind of stuff. So basically, I take an artist. So A&I's job is not just a scout, because I think that's everybody thinks what it is. It's just a scout. Scouting is the first part. You scout the artist, you bring them in. If you find something that you like, one thing, it might be you're good looking. I feel like you're good looking. You don't have an amazing voice, but I feel like I can say your looks. It might be, oh, you have an amazing voice, but you don't really have a sense of style. Okay, but it's okay. Or you can rap, but you don't really have good songs. Yeah. So we take an element, a small element, and then we build that to be something better, greater. So we see a potential, and we said, okay, cool. We're gonna take this potential and we're gonna make it better. So we're gonna literally develop you, artist development. So we bring you in. So for example, like let's say an artist, a rapper. Let's say for example, Cello. Cello was amazing rapper, but his diction wasn't amazing. So every year we've been working on his diction. So his diction has gotten so good in the last, and David can be a contributor to this. It's gotten so good in the last 2 years because we let him know every studio session, bro, your diction on these words, we don't mind you doing the Irish accent thing, but please pronounce your words so anybody can understand it. Wherever, do you get me? That kind of stuff. So we'll work on these specific elements of the artist, and then we'll take that's one side, and then also the other side is musical ideas. So we'll come up with we'll come up with samples. I'll put musicians in the room, producers in the room. I will get him to work with the best engineers, or that I feel like will suit his sound. If it's like a rock artist, I can work with anybody really. It's not just hip hop, but it could be Afrobeats, it could be anything. I'll listen to music. I'll be like, okay, I feel like this producer can help you out. So they will put you in a room and we'll try and create you music that brings out the best in you. And we'll just just artist development, try to make you the best version of your art. And then we'll kind of take that to a level where, okay, now we have good songs. Now, creative direction around the songs. I talk to the artist, what do you see the vision of this song being? Well, and then they might not understand how to execute that. They might say, okay, Solo, I want to look like I'm flying on Mars. How can we work? And I'll be like, okay, cool. I will have the connects in the industry that, okay, this videographer knows how to do that, or this, and then I'll bring them in, and I'll bring them, let them talk to the artist, and we'll create a creative vision around that, and then we'll bring that out, and then so we kind of just basically, it's everything from the day you scout the artist to the day that they release the song before it goes to the marketing team. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So when it goes to the marketing team, then it's all the marketing team's job to execute our visions. So yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah, that's heavy. You touched on something. There's 2 points I want to make, but I'll get to this first, right? So the 360 deal thing, yeah? Mm-hmm. Who does that benefit more though, right? Because let me ask you this. It's like, do you ever see, like, I always say this on work, no jobs. You're only a number to a job, do you know what I mean? You're only, like, no one really gives a rat's, yeah? Do you have that level of strictly, like, you want the art, not just you, right? I'm not just going to say you, but any other A&R fucking labels and all that. Mm-hmm. Are they out for the best interest of the artist or the best interest for themselves? So who's benefiting from the 360 deal? Because I'm not a rat around, yeah, boys, yeah? But I remember talking through the grapevine, through people. It was like when Cello obviously got the deal or whatever, when artists get deals, it's like that deal suits you more. I'm sure you probably heard that as well, than it suits him. Is there any element of truth in that, or is there, and to my first question as well, who does it benefit more, yourselves or the artist? 360 deals.
I'll ask you a question. I'll ask you a question to answer that question. If Shamrock Rovers offered you an advancement and they told you, look, all you have to do is play football. We're going to take care of your football, your transport. We're going to take care of your gear. We're going to take care of your food. We're going to take care of your endorsement deals. We'll get you endorsement deals as well. Just come and be the best version of a footballer you can be.
Just train and play. Just play matches. And you're doing everything else.
Who do you say that's benefiting more?
Yeah, fly out. Let the player, yeah. Fly out.
That's basically
fly out.
So, but
no, it's just coming. I'm not saying that you're wrong with that.
I'm basically just giving you, because what people don't understand is that entertainment is just all the same. Like, as in, like, there's six sections of entertainment, media. Correct me if I'm wrong, David. I think it's sports, film, music, gaming, media, and television. I think that's it. Six sections of entertainment. All entertainment is basically the same business model.
Porn as well.
I think that falls on the film.
Bro, Well, you're not 10 years deep as porn as well.
Porn is, I think it's porn. I think that's under film as well.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyways,
We have to have a bit of a laugh. You know what I mean? This is mad serious today, but I like these conversations. But go on. So you're saying that it does like benefit him, yeah? But can I ask you this then, right? I know I'm asking about 50 million questions, but because I want to know.
it's
I'm trying to educate myself. Yeah.
It's a simultaneous relationship. It's not benefit anybody. It's just a business deal.
But why is there always like, I remember even Justin Bieber right now, he's struggling with, he's trying to get out of his day. Why is there always people trying to get out of labels and all that if it benefits them? People are always panicking trying to get out of labels and all.
Just people's not.
Kesha had more than years ago. She was stuck in her thing. There's always like issues with labels and all. What's the gig there then? Like, do you know what I mean?
Okay, so I'll give you a bit of context.
Yeah.
It's a simultaneous relationship as long as it feels simultaneous. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So the whole point of this thing is we're taking an artist that hasn't blown or is blowing, might be blown, and we're trying to do that 100x. So if you made 5K last year, we're trying to make you make 500K this year. Now when you get to that 300K, that's approaching 500K, you might be like, oh, I don't need these guys no more. I'm breaded. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's like, I don't want to say that sometimes artists forget what the thing was like. It's because we understand what we can do for an artist. So when we bring an artist in, we said, okay, cool. This is our formula. We're going to invest in 10 acts and only one is going to take off. That's the formula. But we're going to invest in all of you simultaneously and find out which one's going to take off. And the one that takes off, we're going to double down on that and double down on that and try and flip that investment. Now, when you flip that investment, now the artists are getting hype on themselves. They've done work. You've done work. Sometimes and this is why we get contracts. This is why we spend so long on contracts, because contracts are not made for bad times. They're made for good times. They're made for bad times. Sorry.
And covering your back.
Huh?
Covering your back as well.
Yeah, covering your back.
It is covering your back.
Yeah, it's covering your back.
Let's have a right as well.
Do you get me? So,
yeah, let's have a right.
So at that time, when they're popping or they've made bread, that's when the artists like to come and say, oh, I'm going to get out of this contract. I want to get out of this deal. Oh, you're not doing this. You're not doing that. Because sometimes they forget what you signed at the start. Because when they signed it, they were in a different position. So it's not because of, I was reading something and they said that unhappiness doesn't come from not being content. Unhappiness comes from the lack, is for the, what did they say? Unhappiness comes from the level of expectation you set for yourself. Do you get me? So you set an expectation and you don't fulfill that. That is most times the problem. So most of these artists get unhappy because sometimes they feel like, oh, maybe I got signed to Man U. I'm going to become the next Ronaldo. But how many Ronaldos are there? But everybody believes that they're the next Ronaldo. When they don't hit that and like, oh, what are you doing for me, man? You fuck you. Sorry for my French, but like, what are you doing?
You're all right. You're all right. Yeah.
Like, what are you doing for me? And you see, that's the problem. It's like when the artists don't feel like that you're doing anything, they've reached the plateau with you and they want what they expected to get out of this situation. But the problem is that's 9 out of 10 situations because only 1 out of 10 acts really pop. So you're gonna hear more artists say their side of the story, like, oh, the label don't do this, the label didn't do that. But there's no guarantee right now, and especially the world we're in right now. I saw something recently that like labels are stuck right now. We're stuck because Central C and Ice Spice are like anomalies. But then how many other acts are we actually making pop? It's really hard to make people pop right now because TikTok. It's like, imagine putting sports, like imagine putting football, like Man U, Chelsea, imagine putting the Premiership's destiny in people's hands. Like it wasn't Sky Sports running it. It wasn't the industry running it. It was the people running it.
Do you know what though? It's becoming like that. Not the way music is. Music is different because obviously artists are being like independent and stuff like that. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But I've clocked Sky Sports, right? They fell down the pecking order because like Fabrizio Romano, David, you'd know, yeah?
Yeah.
He breaks the news for like Sky Sports. I used to wake up in the morning, 4 things the Sky Sports app, looking for transfers and blah blah. It's Twitter now. I don't even have the Sky Sports app on my phone anymore. I go on Twitter looking for transfers now. If Fabrizio or Ornstein doesn't say it, I'm not believing it. But Sky Sports will report the transfer 3 days later or not. They're falling off. But then I'll see. Now, what they're doing now is, right, they were belittling the boys at the start. I'll see Robbie now on Sky Sports. I'll see Harry Pinero. I'll see fucking all the YouTubers that I watch. I'm like, so it is kind of going to that side. And even with that.
Yeah, but
these influencers are becoming bigger figures than some even footballers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It is becoming to the people.
100%.
It is getting like that.
100%. But imagine if the pay of what's that guy's name? Something Rice. What's his name?
Declan Rice.
Declan Rice.
Yeah.
Let's imagine Declan Rice's pay was dictated from the fans.
Oh yeah, now that's okay. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
As in the industry is literally it's the fans dictating like how much musicians are making. It's mad. Like as in before it was.
But has it not been always like that? The album sales and stuff. Has it not always been like that? I know you man labels give advances.
So how did you? MTV told us Usher was good. MTV told us Michael Jackson was good. They told us like they didn't wait for us to. They didn't wait for us to find acts on TikTok or find acts on any sort of back then maybe like some type of underground site or whatever. No, they told us. So they told you. So they put all the money in it because they control media. They control everything that you're doing. Right now, who controls media? Influencers control media, and kind of like influential platforms control media. So it's kind of like, what do big companies need to do, or what have they done? They've used their big platforms to kind of like get into. So for example, Atlantic or Sony or Universal, back then it would be like, like a Man U or like a Real Madrid or like, and it's still like that in money wise, but like in terms of influence wise, okay, we post something and this is going to be the artist that's great, that this is going to be the next big artist. It's not like that no more. So it's kind of peak in that situation because the music industry is in limbo, but it's also in a really progressing place that it's never been before because there's a lot of innovation happening. But when, just like going to the gym for the first time, when stuff is changing initially, it's going to be painful, and then maybe eventually 6 months now, you start getting into it, you're good. But like the music industry is in a limbo right now that a lot of stuff is changing. So I still have a lot more say nowadays, and, influencers have a lot more say as well, and all of these things, but they still don't control the money. The money is controlled by the corporations and by the fans.
Yeah.
Everybody in the middle.
It's just opinions that sways people. Yeah, I get that. Oh, last thing I want to ask you about label, this question I want to ask you, it's like, when like an artist signs like a label and stuff like that, but I'll talk about Ireland, yeah? I want to get into the Irish scene now as well. It's like, this label, it's a big thing, but it's not. In your opinion, right, how long will it, with the scene, like, I want to, in my head, like I said, being delusional, being a dreamer, I want to see people like, I watched Stormzy's career from when he had nothing, do you know what I mean, to what he is now. Could we have, I'm not saying an artist now, but could you see that for Ireland where people are proper making break? Because when you see people label now, they're not really making out like that, do you know what I mean? Like, could you see that happening here? That's what I was asking earlier. Is that the job of a label to kind of get them to that, do you know what I mean? Like,
well, Stormzy's only rich, like, not only rich, but Stormzy is rich because he got signed. The label. They gave him 10 million for 2 albums or something like that. So like it's more like how can we get artists to be so impactful and traction? Because look, let's
that's a good word there, do you know that?
Like
the impact. Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. Like don't get it twisted now. These labels still have bread. So don't get it twisted. Like they still have bread and they still can, give you life-changing money.
Yeah.
So don't get that twisted. What they're looking for, unfortunately, is better bets. You need more educated bets because some of the educated bets that people have been making haven't been following through, and and that's the problem. The vice president at Atlantic always says that you just need your hit ratio just to be okay. You know what? But people's hit ratios have become terrible. As in, like, if I put 20 acts in this room right now, and I said, everybody's going to Instagram Live, which one's going to pop? I bet you, out of everybody in this room, or put maybe 20 judges, I say over 50% people will guess it wrong. Everybody will guess it completely wrong. Because you're getting people who just have more hunger. It's always those artists that have more hunger that are not the ones that you think are the super talented ones. The super talented artists that me, David, we all know. I'm going to name drop somebody right now, actually. I said, Sam Ojo, where are you? Sam Ojo, I think this has to be Facebook days. 2014, I would like to say. Sam Ojo and another artist, Damola, like, these guys are sick rappers. Like, as in, we thought they're going to take us out of the streets. kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Because it was so good. When around the time like Kendrick just came out, just around that time he just came out, I think one album. We were just thinking like, damn, this is before Fires. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And like, I just know it's always the most talented rappers or the most talented artists who are not gonna put in as much work as the hard working ones.
Solo, that goes right across the board, bro.
Yeah.
That's in football, basketball. I just think talented people. I'll say for me as well. I've only developed this mindset when I hit like 18, but it was too late. In a sense where like I'm trying to make it as a professional footballer, where I was training every day. I was doing the FAI first course. I'm training every day, and I'm training with ballers because I went from Rovers to like my career was going like that until I joined that first course, and I was kind of going back up. I started developing a mindset, but I've always had talent. But I never worked on it. Jimmy doing extras, doing it. If my son wants to play football or my daughter, whatever they want to do, I'll always tell them like, yeah, it's good to have talent and all that, but you need to put the work in. You have to put. It doesn't matter how talented you are. I look at Floyd Mayweather. One of the reasons I'll give a perfect example to that. You look at Conor McGregor and you look at Floyd Mayweather, right? Floyd Mayweather. I was talking to someone who's another big Floyd fan. Like, I study Floyd. I'm like you, student in the game, and I always tell people to study great people to add to your bits. What are they doing? What are they doing to be so good and that great, that consistent? And you want to put that in your game as well. Floyd Mayweather is a machine. He's not only like, people think, oh, the boxing and he's hitting people like a few clouts. No, it's constant hard work, hours. Doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. There was one time I was talking to a guy, doing a big Floyd fan, we're having this conversation, and he was like, Floyd one time, like, and I read up on it, like, went clubbing, his boys are partying, drinking, gal. Everyone goes home, he went out on a jog. That's mental mentality. And even like the self-belief, he's just like, no one can ever beat me. I'm the best. Like, you don't care about no Muhammad Ali, no Muay Thai. I am the best. That's the type of mindset you have to have, and he backs it up. Do you know what I mean? Because he supposed to walk in. He knows he's supposed to walk in. Then you look at Conor. Yeah, he came in. He was hungry. You can see he was starving. If you watch his old videos, like his new documentary there, I watched it about 10 times just to see what went wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like, and he had the hunger. He had the drive.
Why do you think that something went wrong?
Bar came in, bro.
What do you think? You think something went wrong with him?
Conor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lost his motivation, bro. After the Floyd fight, he lost motivation.
But I get you.
Bro, you can't see UFC. Yeah, you a Floyd fan.
Yeah.
Bro, with football even, you can kind of probably get away with it to an extent where you can be a bit lazy and carry on your career. Fighting is a different ball game, bro.
Well,
you have to be on it.
Do you think he's failed?
No, he hasn't failed. No, he's achieved all bro, the main thing in your game, my game, whatever you want to do, yeah, for me, in my opinion, yeah, the main thing, you get into this to look after your family. And he's done that, bro. His missus will never have to worry about a thing ever in their life. His kids are set. And that's the thing, but he's done it. Do you know what I mean? But I'm talking about, like, that's just life. I'm talking about in his sport, though, in his field. Bro, you can't be doing what you're doing, bro, and expect to be fucking, you know, at the top.
How long was he at the top for? Like a couple of years?
McGregor had a good run. He had a good run from 2014, I believe, to like 16. You know? Okay. But if you look at it...
And he's retired, no?
No, he hasn't retired.
Oh, do you not say he retired and then...
He does that. Just it's a little gamesmanship with the UFC. Okay. You know yourself, like...
Man, I don't know. But see, yeah, I think that guy's winning, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. That proper 12 sale, 600 million. Bro, plus the fights he was getting like 100 million or whatever he was doing. Bro, like...
Yeah, you're winning, but bro, you're not really, bro, because you're not... You've won one fight in 6 years. That's not winning, bro.
Yeah, bro. I think it depends on what you determine as a win. I think a lot of people win fights and, you know, they're not even able to monetize. I was watching his manager from Paradigm's interview a couple of days ago, which is really funny that we're talking about this.
Yeah.
And he was like talking about the whole deal, the whole shebang. Like, man, a lot of the stuff is like played on. Like, you know, he was explaining the whole Conor thing. A lot of the stuff is all played on. Like, and so it's only a fail if Conor takes it as a fail. Do you get me? Because for me, he's done. I don't know how many other UFC fighters are doing what he's doing. Like, how many?
No one ever.
Because this whole new thing that's going on right now, you're probably seeing this whole new thing. It's called consumer products with entrepreneurship, where like you've seen Captain Conan, he dropped Nella line, and then you've seen H. Is it H? He's about to drop a water line. You see obviously Fenty Beauty is the biggest one with Rihanna, Fenty Beauty. So all of this consumer, you get to a level of celebrity status that you have to do a product. And do you know how many people do products and don't sell? So he built it to a level that he sold it for 600 million. That's a win, but no, like I can take 20, 30, 40 of the other UFC fighters and tell you none of them have done that.
I think we're talking about two different things though. I'm talking about in the sport, but I get what you're saying. No, like I said, bro, the main, people can say, like I always say this, yeah, you can say what you want about me. You can, I'm this, I'm that, I'm loud. Say what you want. So long as my family's good with what I'm doing, like in the years to come, when God blesses me, I don't care. I've done my job, bro.
Would you care about Floyd if it was broke?
Who?
Would you care about Floyd if it was broke?
I don't care about his money. I don't care about Connor's money. Like I care about, for me, I care about the talent. Do you get me? And the inspiration through your work. That's what I cared about.
Okay.
You know what I mean? His money, it's not affecting him. He's not paying my insurance on Tuesday. €150. You know what I mean? Like when my lights are doing he's not paying that. When she's there starving this morning, we have to go to church to get croissants. Don't food in the gaff. He's not paying for that. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's his money.
I get it.
I mean, it's your talent.
I think Connor mastered the art of
Marketing.
Provoking, yeah.
Marketing.
Yeah. So I think and he sold his product, so he marketed correctly. So if you look at it, this is your perspective on the.
You're like Smiley. You how do we get here? You're always talking bar, bro. It's always business. These managers, man. Let me
study your game, man.
Yeah.
Make money from your game.
That's what I have Smiley there for. Fuck all. Like, I'm here to just make people laugh. But come here. I want to ask you about the Irish scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just like in the current state it's in now. What do you look at it? Is it healthy? Is it a bit more work needs to be done? A lot more work needs to be done. In your opinion, what are you looking at the state of the current Irish scene right now?
So I talk about the Irish and I talk about the music industry. I talk about the music industry. I talk about the Irish industry.
Yeah.
So the music industry right now is in a place that I think everybody can agree. There's nothing really too exciting going on right now. Like there's no really exciting artists that you're dying to like. Oh my God! This like I think the most exciting thing that's dropped this year was the J Hus project and maybe the Travis Scott project. And it depends on if you're a Travis Scott fan or not. It sounds basically like Yeezus in a way, but it's kind of weird. Like nobody's really excited about stuff really. Like a lot of people are not having a lot of pull in the music industry as a whole. You get me? Like if it's not Ice Spice or Sench, who's breaking the internet with a new release? Kind of mad. Like quality release of music. So that was saying a lot of labels from being someone that's in those rooms, we're looking for something fresh, something new, something fresh, something dope that we can invest a 5-year to 10-year plan in. That this is going to be the next Ed Sheeran, the next Beyonce, so and so. That's kind of like that was saying music industry, Irish industry. Man, everybody get creative and get consistent. Like it's like get creative, get consistent.
That word there, consistency. Even myself, bro. Yeah, I want to have this conversation with you. It's like even yesterday, someone said to me yesterday at the wedding, like I don't know this guy. He just said, Dongo, if you were in England, you be clear. I always heard Naomi said it to me there last episode as well, right? But me myself, like obviously it's different for me because obviously I have to rely heavily on poor David here. Yeah, he's doing about 75 different podcasts. Yeah. So I need to figure out a way to be more like out here regular because like after this season, I've recorded 10 episodes a season. I've been doing this 3 years, basically recorded 50 episodes. That's shocking. Do you get me? And to the level I want to get to, I'm moaning about like before I was moaning about like I don't get invited here and this, that, and that. I was like, I'm not putting enough work in. I was having this conversation with my Dums the other day. It's like with that conversation, I know about artists and people complaining about stuff. It's like, what have we actually done to be wanting to be in these realms? You know what I mean? Like you look at Soleil, yeah. 15 million digital streams she hit you today. Like they're the people that are doing level stuff. You look at fella Speaks, I think her name is, yeah. Stuff that they're doing. She was on the GTG podcast. What's her Katia? They're doing level shit. You know what I mean? Like so, I'm not even at their level there, and I'm complaining. You know what I mean? So it is consistency, and where I'm going with this is like I was talking to Joel the other day. Like we're driving, it's like no one's dropping music. Do you know what I mean? Like what's the gig? Like there hasn't been really any music this summer really from anyone, you know? So that's a big one there, consistency. Like I need to get, but then there's obviously reasons for that. I'm hearing about studio time, money, and this, and music videos. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's not excuses, yeah?
Mad excuses, bro. I started Delphac and Trust Entertainment.
Delphac. Let me go on to them as well.
€350.
Yeah.
I started €350 in 2015. Nobody has, and I didn't touch nothing type of money. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
€350. Now I've seen whatever amount of money in music. So like, come on, like people need to like relax with all that. In my opinion, anyways, man, that's just all excuses. What I'm telling, I said this to somebody the other day. I flew them up from the UK to have a session in Belfast with me, and I said to them, have you seen 2 bags that we just spent recklessly in the last 2 months? So yeah. I said, if you gave me €2,000 right now, do you know how many music videos I'll get for you? You're talking about consistency. You give me 2,000, I'll get you 6 videos. I'll get you 6 videos right now on a deal with some of the videographers in Ireland. So you know that at least every 2 months for the next year, you have something to drop. How many niggas will go to Vela and you spend 5 bills in a night? How many of you are just for that Vela day, you spend Alexander McQueen top, Alexander McQueen shoes, Moncler jacket. You even spend money on glasses. You spend 500 on the table, or how many money on the table, whatever amount on the table.
These are artists now, yeah. These are
artists.
Right, because you know the big boys they do that, but you're talking about specifically artists.
Yeah. Because I just want to feel like big boys too. So like everybody's just an individual.
Everybody's just a big boy.
Everybody just wants to feel important.
With brown pillows at home.
Yeah, so
I know them.
The truth of the matter is, that if your priorities were correct, a lot of stuff would be different for you. Do you get what I'm trying to say? For me, it was music or nothing. From day one. 2015, I came to study music. So it's like coming from being the first child from an African family. I had something to prove early on to not just my mom, to my uncles, my family all over the world. Music cannot flop on me. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So when you have a different conviction, you will make it work, bro. Come on, how many people have lost their house? No, and everybody's saying house crisis in Ireland. Yeah, lost your house, but you found a house in 2 weeks. Why? Because are you gonna sleep on the road? No, you'll find something. No, like let's be honest. Like when you put yourself in the deep end, you will get out.
You're a gas, man.
You will get out, man. I'm telling you, like it's just for me, anyways. People make too many excuses on a lot of things.
No, and I'm not gonna sit here and not take accountability. One thing about me, and I'll never. Not that I deserve credit for it, but people never say this, but I do take accountability. I've made umpteen excuses, and I spoke to him off camera there earlier on about like how even myself, how I can be more consistent. Yeah, a Smiley, to be fair to him, has been saying it to me for ages. It doesn't have to always be David, camera. Do you get me? Like, let's record, blah blah. It just, you know how Smiley talks, right? he was like, Twitch is there, bro. Like, you have a mouth on you know what I mean? Like, what you could do was like fucking football streams, react to stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, just set up. It's easy to set up. I was even talking about like getting a mic and a fucking them things you stick on the microphones for your fucking shorts and stuff. These events that we go do a bit of content. You know what I mean? Like vlogs. There's loads out there today where you can be more consistent than just sitting here doing podcasts all the time. You know what I mean? Like, so that's one thing that I'm gonna incorporate in 2024. I'm looking at really investing in this content thing and stop putting my priorities straight. As you say, you're giving game here. People how it is in this country. People are crying because they're getting a bit of constructive criticism, which is it's just fair what you're saying. But you're 100% giving game.
Let me give people game. So. Save up a couple K, get 10 songs or 12 songs, and say, okay, these are 12 amazing songs. If you want to spend 2 months, 3 months doing that, don't release one song without having the 12 songs ready. Have the 12 songs ready. Go to one of the guys in Ireland that do videography. Tell, can I do a deal with you for so amount of videos, so amount of content, so amount of artwork, so amount of mixes. I want to drop consistently for 1 year. I promise you, when you do that for 1 year, you become the talk of the town. And when you become the talk of the town, your bala will chat. Because if you're not making money from streams, because you're talk of the town, you've been making money for shows. If I'm not making money from shows, you're making money from sponsorship gigs. If I'm making money from sponsorship gigs, you're going to make money from whatever just your fandom. Your fans just loving you and wanting to bless you. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And there's so many ways for that. Because if you really think about entertainment, it's literally 2 things. It's fandom and corporations. Yeah. Do you get me? You can make money from fandom and corporations. And then in the middle, what is the middle? Brands and advertising. So the advertisers pay Twitch, and then Twitch pays you. Advertising pays Spotify, Spotify pays you. Advertising pays radio, radio pays you. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And then the other way is getting money from your fans at a show or a gig or Patreon, OnlyFans, whatever you want to use to monetize your fans directly. There is so many ways now, as creative, like more than ever, for creators to say, okay, regardless of what, I can make 20,000 euro, 30,000 euro, 40,000 euro easy a year just from being a local star. So what just to go back to the Irish artists, if you can focus on becoming great locally and getting people to love you locally, and you can get 400 people to say, look, man, because I love your content so much, I live for your content. Every week I need to see that content. I will give you €10 a month. I will give you €5 a month. The truth of the matter is that every person only really loves like 20 acts, max. Like in a year, you probably only like 20 acts. This is internationally. How many acts, David, how many people do you love? You don't really, how many people do you love right now?
He doesn't give a
So think about it.
I'm surprised you even said 5.
I asked my nigga yesterday, so how much you spent on FIFA this year? He said on gaming this year, he spent €500. If you like only 5 acts and you said, okay, I love these 5 acts, and for this 5 acts to consistently make music and make content, I'm gonna give them €100. That's €500. The same you spend on FIFA. So the truth of the matter is, you can get people that love you by being consistent. And how you do it, let's just be honest here, and this is gonna be a bit technical. It's the same way we used to do when you wanted a girl to love you. How do you make a girl love you? You talk to a girl every day for 30 minutes for 3 months. Cool? Now,
Thanks.
that's what. Who has the biggest fan base online right now? Streamers. Why? Because streamers, they talk to their fans 45 minutes a day on live stream.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? What? Aiden Ross just got 70 million from Kick. Ice Speed just got like 50 million from Rumble. Like what? Just to chat shit online.
Personalities, yeah. Billy the Goat, he's flying with that as well, yeah.
So
he's flying with that as well.
Make people love you.
Yeah.
Being a local act has never been more lucrative. Because people don't really care too much about Taylor Swift comes to Ireland, fair. You know, whatever. She comes to Ireland once a year, but who am I looking forward to every single month? Like, this is something I'm passionate about, I'm invested into. That's what people should aim into. That's where I think the industry is going.
Yeah, that's what Smiley obsessed me. The biggest currency these days is attention, and you're spawn. And even with me, I think I heard Andrew Tate say it's about monetizing attention now. So I always look at it, yeah. At the start, obviously when I first came into it, when the first person came up to me on the street, I was like, you were delighted, you know what I mean? But now it's just kind of getting like Naomi said in the last episode, it's like, yeah, like, this is sick, but it's like, it's a sick, but I'm looking
behind it.
I'm looking at me Revolut.
Literally.
I'm looking at me Revolut. You're saying €2. I have 2 cents in me Revolut. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm really. Like the motivation isn't bar, but obviously you want to be. You know, obviously my first live show where I'm gonna see some kind of fucking. Like I think it was Mundums that was saying that it's like you really see who fucks with you when you do like live shows. Who's gonna come? Do you get me? You know what I'm trying to say? So that's when I'm gonna see probably a bit of champ. Obviously you're gonna spend on acts and hosts and stuff like that, but. Yeah, like that's the thing. That's my aim now. I'm everything you were saying. I'm taking in as a like I said to you earlier. I wasn't really taking you serious as a person.
I like that.
Until I heard you speak, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like
I like that though. I don't want to come off too serious. I have 2 sides of me.
Congo Boy says that.
Yeah.
I was a bleeding tick, but he says that. He says like, and I have conversation with him. Like he has 2 personalities. He has his online and then he has his real life. Where it's like,
if you want to see my stuff, go on LinkedIn. Follow me. I just hit 10,000 followers on LinkedIn. so hit me. Solomon Edition. No more.
I was gonna let you plug it. I was gonna let you do that anyways, but nah.
Just joking.
It's no, it's fine. No, I've enjoyed it. I know you have to head off, bro. So I won't keep you too long. Do I have 2 more questions? Yeah, 2 more questions, right? So one, anything that you plugged up, anything going on with you that you need to plug or whatever, here's your chance to do it, and then I have 1 more question for you. We can wrap up.
Yeah. So just when is this coming out?
Tomorrow.
Oh really? Okay. Cool.
This is David. Go on.
Okay, so I'm doing so it won't be out for tomorrow, but like let's just say like you can go like a social media. So basically what I'm doing with my tech company. So basically what it is have you ever wanted to have your music in games? Like you played Candy Crush or Subway Surfers or any of those type of games? Like
Subway Surfer. Remember that when you were banging that?
Any of those games.
I mean, daughter in the biz. Bring your kid to work day today, yeah? She used to bang out Subway Surfer.
Yeah. So basically, the gaming industry is the biggest industry in the world right now. One of the biggest industries in the world right now. And basically, I've been able to I've been able to plug into play music. So get music. So you can come on my platform right now, and there's like hundreds of millions of users on a platform. So basically, on any type of game, you come to our platform, you pay a monthly fee, and we get your music and games, and we get you, and then not just you get your games, the game's actually paying you for your music to be there.
Sick.
So just like Spotify and everything. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's called Coom Tech. So you can go like the social media about that. And yeah, and just like watch anything that Trust is doing. We're gonna be doing a lot of cool stuff recently. we're relaunching a few platforms and we're relaunching a few things. So yeah, that's gonna be cool. Just watch out what the scene is doing, and if you have any questions or any, if you want to, like, I want more music execs. That's what, and I want more creators to do well. I want more podcasters to do well. I want more everybody to do. Entertainment is just entertainment. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. It's just attention online. So like, whatever you do, and you feel like you can chat, you want to build a game, or you can give me game, yo, let's chat. Let's do it.
I echo that point as well. It's like I said before, I've said this many times. Those who listen and those who watch, it's like I remember being at that Burna Boy thing. I was just talking to Victor and I was just telling him, like, this is sick, bro, what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? Off your own back, no Love Island, no Big Brother, none of that bollocks. Off his own walk, do you know what I mean? And I'm great for that. Soleil doing what she's doing, Glider, just talking to them. I want all these people to fucking win, bro. Do you get me? And it's just love and support from both sides. You know how it is in this place, man. Not everyone has that heart. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I wish I was a bit cold as well, because, like I said, you hear in this smelly little. Sometimes like this the industry thing wrecks my head, because I'm showing you all this love, and then I'm hearing bollocks in my ear about you not. I don't like this dongle. I've never done that. Do you know what I mean? Like, but again, doesn't matter. I'll always show love. Do you get me? I'll always still show love.
Do you know what it is? It's just kind of like, people will support when you support. People.
No, I'm not calling about me. I get support. Trust me. I see the numbers.
I know. Yeah, it's just about you get amazing numbers, but and the thing about it, as much as you get great numbers. So like, I wouldn't even think the problem. Like, let me just say the real problem I feel like the industry is, because I've done this for 10 years in Ireland. I've seen shows come and go. There was Frost. Remember Frost? There was Frosted. There was so many different people. I was on Delphac, and then Delphac is with Hollywood Boys now. Like there's a lot of different platforms. The problem is, when you don't monetize early enough, it becomes a strain. That strain becomes stress, and people act out when they have stress. They're not acting out because they don't like you. It's just like what they're saying is just like out of frustration. So one thing I can just tell people to do early on is study your game. How do you make money in that game? So I can even just do this part time and not feel like, okay, like this is just strain. Find that out as early as possible. There's a guy called Alex Amosi that Smiley put me onto, and he just says, give, ask. So give to your fans, so much that they feel like when you ask them, it feels like a no-brainer for them. Do you get me? Find out, do that, and then monetize it. And then, bro, as soon as you're making money from your tenure, man, it becomes the best thing ever. You feel, you don't even care about a lot of things. I promise you. And then you just care about collaborating. God knows. All of that industry talk, all that.
Yeah. No, do you know what? It was before, like I said, mindset is just different now. I know the aim, I know the event. It's all part of the journey as well, bro. Do you get me?
Yeah,
even that,
100%.
You're talking about stress, bro. It's like people always they always worry about the destination and not the journey. You have to. It's gonna go like this, bro. Do you get me?
100%.
It is gonna go like that. So and
100%.
it's the beauty, and they say this is the beautiful part as well. But now, bro, like I said, I'll definitely do this again with you, and definitely do a part. I know because we have to rush. Definitely do a part 2. I've really enjoyed this, and hopefully people at home have taken this in. So what I like to do at the end now, right? So obviously I've been asking you questions the last about an hour, I'd say. So your chance to ask me a question now. You can ask me anything. No negative though. Look, I know last week I didn't answer the one question. Only Naomi asked me who's the worst artist in Ireland. Like, I'm gonna say that. You know what I mean? I don't want to be putting people down. You imagine who's the worst artist in Ireland, and you have to start having wars and all. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing that.
To be honest, if I was trying to do marketing technique, I would do something like that. But like, I don't really care about that right now.
No.
Why
he was trying to get me to say it. No. Season 1 now, when I was running the muck, I would have not a bother.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I would have gave you my address if you have a problem with what I said. But I'm not. No, flat out. What? No one's gonna do nothing. I'm being deadly serious as well. No one will do nothing. But it's like, I don't got time for it, and I'm not trying to. I'm trying to be like that. Like, you know, give people inspiration, motivation, and be nice. You know what I mean? Because there's not enough. There's too many dickheads in this thing, man. Fly out. But go on. What question have you got for me?
Okay.
Ask me on.
In 5 years from now, where are we gonna see Dunk? Where are you gonna be?
Hayden Zombie.
So that's location. Location. Where are you gonna be? Where are you gonna be in your career?
One question only, brother.
Now this is one question.
Go on.
5 years. So the question title, 5 years.
All right. Wait, 5 years. 5 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Where are you gonna be?
Eh?
Location wise. Where are you gonna be your career? How much are you gonna be making
Hey.
a year? And relationship status at that time.
Oh, that one's I'll start with a relationship one, right?
Yeah, go on.
I want to be a husband. Flat.
Good.
But that's kind of changed over the last couple of months where it's like... yeah, boys are laughing. I'm trying to be I was trying to end one something deep today. Start laughing at me, man. You know what I mean? What's wrong with the man then? Trying to open up here.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Fucking hell, boys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just love, you know what I mean? Even earlier on, we were chopping up me Snow and his missus and David. And just the way they just play with, I just love, but just... Oh, fuck, some women, I don't even know, man. It's just been a weird year with that. So, but hopefully, though, like, things pick up and I'm married by then. So that's relationship status. Money,
Speaking to existence, bro. Come on.
Bar.
5 years from now.
No, 5 years from now, hopefully
Yeah,
you're on your way. You're on your way to being a millionaire.
How much you making a year?
How much you making a year? Hey,
Because millionaire.
this is a very good question. You know, I don't really like ask it off the dome, but it's a very good question.
I always tell people that you need a figure.
Yeah,
You need a figure.
So can I ask you?
That's one of the things.
Yeah.
That one of my we have a friend that's a millionaire. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And that's one thing he always, you need a figure. You need to know what you're asking.
Let me ask you, right, since you're clued in with all this stuff, right? Podcasters, what do you think their ceiling is bar wise? Then I'll answer your question for you.
There's not really a ceiling.
No, but you said the drummer, remember earlier on, 100K, and then
Yeah, but then
Jimmy-
then Aiden Ross went to go and do 70 million from Kick. So
yeah,
so that's for 2 years. So that's 35 million a year.
yeah.
So it just depends. Unless that's the ceiling. 100 million a year is probably the ceiling.
Yeah.
So
Hish. Yeah, go on, speak into existence. Fuck it, I'm trying to get me my or broker, so yeah, 100 M's, hopefully.
yeah.
Yeah.
Amen.
100 M's, and then what?
5
your
years.
question?
And where are you gonna be still in Ireland?
No, see, I want to ask you, wait, I don't want to fucking asking you fucking questions, but this is one of the questions I did want to ask you though, right? And we'll wrap up, right? See where Ireland, like I told you earlier, so many men say to me, oh, Dongo, if you were in the UK, you'd be clear all this, blah, blah, yeah? Naomi was saying, come up here and said, like, you know, Ireland, you can't make it here because obviously you'll have probably about, say for instance, no, let me land. Say for instance, there's like 10 of us, yeah? That small 10 won't even support you, do you get me? So how are you supposed to like make it here, do you get me? Like, so it's like, you have to kind of move to make it. Where I always say, yeah, and I look at it in my field, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, who's making the change in like influencing? It's Americans. That's where the money's at. I like. Obviously, England's making money as well, but it's like, the transition is always like America where the big bread's at, you know what I mean? Like, so I always say, like, if for me to grow and make proper bar, I'll probably have to, I always say I want like America to see me, like, do you get me? I want AB, all these studios on. Like, I'd like to have my own talk show, the way like Trevor Noah had the Daily Show, something like that, interviewing what I'm doing now. Because myself, I'm not really like I listen to the boys now. They're podcasters. I'm more trying to find out about the person and how they got to where they are. Talking to influential people. Do you get me? So that's what I want to be doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, so no, I don't see my like 5 years. No, I don't want to be living here. No, especially if I don't see where I can be barred up like that. You know what I
It's crazy because I was in New York in June. Bro, Irish people are plugged. I think every big building I went to the headquarters of Spotify, I went to the Warner building, I went to there's an Irish pub every block. Bro, Irish people are up over there. Like, as in, like, so it's crazy because like there was a stat that came out that basically Ireland is the top 4 countries in the world for millionaires per capita. So the most millionaires, number 4 in the world for the most millionaires per population of people in Ireland. So, like, when you go to New York and then you see the people there that Irish people here will connect you to over there, you're like, yo, okay. So, I think for me, like, there is like a sweet spot that I need to find in terms of being here and just being connected in specific places. Because Irish people are like Nigerians, just everywhere. You know? No, like
That's a clip there for TikTok.
straight facts. So,
Yeah.
So I think you're correct in saying that in America is where entertainment is the hub.
100%.
Where the money is, but I think there's a sweet
No, there's
spot.
a market here, definitely, but it's like, who, like unless, I don't know, maybe the boys probably, because they're flying in our thing. Victor maybe could break that mold. I need to see it. Do you get me?
Yeah.
To be like, well, it'll cement me and saying, well, yeah, right, I'll just keep being
Well, you
consistent.
can do it as well.
And I get it. No, I know I can do it, but who's going to fund me? Do you know what I mean? Like, put the backing into me. Do you get me? No, not mean fund me as in like studios coming. I mean like who's going to like say like, see where in say UK, they have the Foot Asylum, they have JD, you know, stuff like that. Like,
Yeah,
what do we have
okay,
here?
yeah.
LV
Back
Sports.
in, yeah.
You know what I mean, like,
Yeah.
what do we have here? You know what I mean, like, lifestyle, hardly. But come here, Solo, we'll be here all day, bro. We're definitely gonna do a part 2. Appreciate it. Remember, tickets, live show,
really not to-
subscribe, like, all that bollocks. They have a nice one, yeah?
If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble.
Turn me up, kid Spiral.